Hi boys and girls, today's Tuesday. This is our last week of school, so you'll have just a couple more stories with me. This week we're going to read some stories about going camping and some more summertime stuff, okay? So today's story is Pete the cat goes camping. So there's Pete. He's got his backpack on, there's his sleeping bag. This is written by James Dean. Let's find out what happens to Pete when he goes camping. Pete is excited to go camping. This is his first time. Don't forget your sleeping bag, says Dad, or your hiking boots, Mom said. The campsite is deep in the woods. Mom and Dad set up the tent. Pete and Bob help collect sticks so they can make a fire later. Pete and Bob go for a hike. Bob shows Pete the footprints of different animals. See how you can see the different animal footprints? Do you think we will see anything cool? Asked Pete. Maybe, says Bob. There's a bunny. Pete and his dad go fishing. They must be very quiet and very still to catch a fish. Fishing takes a long time. They finally catch some fish. Fishing does take a long time, doesn't it, guys? Oops, sorry. Mom builds a fire. She cooks the fish for dinner. It tastes yummy. Next, Pete toasts marshmallows. Pete makes s'mores with chocolate and graham crackers. If you guys know what a s'more is, it's graham crackers and chocolate bar and toasted marshmallow. It's pretty yummy. It starts to get dark out. Bob tells Pete a story about a scary, hairy giant. The giant lives in the woods. His name is Bigfoot. Oh no, I think Bob's just trying to scare Pete. Do you think Bigfoot lives here? Asked Pete. No one has ever seen Bigfoot, says Bob. Don't let Bob scare you, says Dad. Bigfoot is not real, Mom says. Pete sighs with relief. That makes Pete feel better because now he knows he's not real. But if he is real, I bet he's friendly, says Dad. And I bet he likes s'mores too. That's not scary, thinks Pete. Maybe he wants a s'more. Pete leaves one for his hairy friend. So Pete lets a s'more on the table for Bigfoot, just in case he's around. Soon it's time for bed. Lights out, boys, says Dad. See, Dad put out the fire. You always have to put your fire out when you go camping. Bob and Pete share a tent. Pete gets into his sleeping bag. It's cozy, but he cannot sleep. I wonder why he can't sleep. The woods seem extra dark, and all the sounds seem extra loud at night. Pete hears a weird swishing sound. What is that? He asks Bob. That's just the wind, says Bob. Pete hears an odd chirping noise. What's that? He asks out loud. Those are just crickets. Pete hears a strange hooting sound. What's that? He wonders. That's just an owl. Pete thinks of his friend Owl. Pete hears a loud snapping sound. Crack! What is that? He wonders. But Bob is already fast asleep. Pete listens carefully. Crack! Is it Bigfoot? Pete peeks outside. It is too dark to see anything. When Pete wakes up, he checks the spot where he left the s'more for Bigfoot. The s'more is gone. And look, there's a note there that says, thanks for the treat. And there's a big footprint on it. See? Thanks for the treat. There's a note. It says, thanks for the treat. XOXO. That means hugs and kisses. Pete shows his family. Wow, I knew Bigfoot was real, says Bob. Pete knows Bigfoot is not scary. Just because he looks different doesn't mean he's scary. He even likes s'mores too. So that was Pete's adventures when he went camping. Okay, bye guys.